Good afternoon, everyone. Good to see you here, and at this time I will call the Paulding County Board of Commissioners regular meeting for May 14th, 2019 to order. See no elected officials at this point. And Brian, if you bring the list forward. Citizens wishing to speak. And we're going to have an invocation, and then we'll have the junior ROTC from South Paulding High School present the colors for us. So stand if you're able. I love music, and you've probably heard the song "King of My Heart." So that's going to be at least the start of this prayer. Gracious God, King of our hearts, be the fountain that we drink from. You are our song. King of our hearts, be the wind in our sails, the anchor in the waves. You are our song. Be the fire in our veins, the echo of my days. Be our song, and you will never let us down. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this opportunity to be together and to govern. We thank you for the opportunity to share ideas and to make decisions. We would pray for your wisdom in doing all these things, and may we greet each day knowing that you are in control and you are the King of our hearts. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen. Forward. March. Colors. Hold. Right. Face. Present. Colors. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Arms. Post. C. Colors. Present. Arms. Order. Arms. Post. Right. Face. Forward. March.
Thank you all very much for being here with us today. Action to adopt the April 23rd, 2019 work session minutes and the 2013-2019 board meeting minutes. Do I hear a motion? Motion to approve. Motion to approve by Commissioner Davis. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Stover. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Carries 5-0. Action to adopt the April 18th, 2019 Town Hall meeting. I hear a motion. Motion. Motion approved by Commissioner Hart. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Caker. Any discussion?
I'll abstain on this one, Dan.
Okay. Thank you. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? One abstention. Carries 4-0-1. Their announcements, the Board of Commissioners would like to present the National Lyme Awareness Month proclamation to Sue Maxwell and Lori Penny. You want to come forward, Lori?
I want to thank y'all for just a little bit of time to talk to y'all about Lyme disease. If you know anybody in Paulding that has Lyme disease, would you raise your hand? You know someone? Most of the time, if I say I have Lyme disease, somebody says, well, my aunt, my mother, my brother, whatever has had it. So it's here, and it's very, very bad. People are going undiagnosed with this disease, and it's absolutely ridiculous. In 2017, there were 8 reported cases of Lyme in Georgia. 8. There's no way. The Georgia forums have upwards of 1,000 people that contracted Lyme disease in Georgia. 1,000 people. And these were people that were misdiagnosed, that did not get any proper treatment, and they're chronic. On the other hand, we have hundreds and hundreds of people, they get an early diagnosis, they get the proper amount of antibiotics, they go on to live a normal life. But then there's a third group of people. They're diagnosed with MS for the most part. That is the #1 diagnosis for people with Lyme disease. Secondly, Alzheimer's. Anybody know about Chris Christopherson? He thought he had Alzheimer's, and a doctor did a blood test and he had Lyme disease. He's not the only one. There's thousands and thousands of people out there that are like that. The trends look a lot like the trends that you see in Lyme disease, things like clusters. That is how Lyme disease was discovered in Lyme, Connecticut, was a cluster of children that had rheumatoid arthritis. Children, the #1 that are misdiagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis and migraines. If you have a child under 10 with migraines, I would absolutely insist on a Lyme test. And that's another thing, because we report 8 cases, when someone comes in and they've got MS and they ask the doctor, would you please test me for Lyme, which is recommended. Before you fully diagnose someone with MS, you're supposed to do a Lyme test. Absolutely, there's no question about it. And they tell people, I'm just not going to do it. We're not going to run that because it's not here in Georgia. Can you imagine? That's a life sentence. That's a death sentence to not have that disease diagnosed. So no, y'all all know people with MS because it's been really bad in the last couple of years. So I don't like to just talk about problems to y'all. I like to talk about solutions. The #1 reason for this problem in Georgia and these people getting as sick as they are is not reporting. There is a list from the health department. It is mandatory to report it. If you treat it in this state, you're supposed to report a simple form that you can print off. Most of it is just check the box. It's not that hard. That you send in to the health department. It's not being done. Y'all don't have that much influence statewide, but what you do have influence is here locally. Now, if I go into a GP's office with an envelope that has that little bit of information, the list, and the form to fill out, and the receptionist takes it, she shows the doctor, there's no Lyme here, put that in the garbage. That's exactly what will happen to it. But if y'all go to the health department and y'all say, we want these packets sent to the doctors here in Paulding, make a difference here. Set an example for the rest of Georgia about this disease, because it's serious and we're going to see a lot more of it. And it could be your child, your mother, your wife, your son. I mean, it's just so sneaky, and there's a lot of people that could live a normal life with 6 weeks of antibiotics and they're dying. So I want to thank y'all for the time and for listening to me. And if y'all want any more information on symptoms of this or where to get help, we're on the internet. We're relatively easy to find. Is there any questions that I can answer for anybody?
What I would like to do, Laura, is come up front here. We do have a proclamation, and this is recorded and on Channel 23.
Okay.
And if we take a picture, we got a camera. Take a picture, maybe we could get this in the paper, and the things that you said, you could make it into an article. Let me just read this through the microphone. It'll pick up better. Paulding County Board of Commissioners, Dallas, Georgia, May 2019 Lyme Awareness Proclamation. Whereas warm weather increases outdoor activities in Georgians work and recreate in our woods, fields, and open acres that may be inhabited or infested by ticks carried by wildlife, birds, and domestic animals. And whereas the Georgia Lyme Support Group has provided 9 years of advocacy for patients and has seen alarming numbers of patients seeking support. And whereas according to the CDC, the rate of infection of Lyme disease in the United States could be as high as 300,000 new cases per year. Whereas ticks can transmit serious and potentially fatal diseases such as Lyme disease, babesiosis, get you to read these.
Babesiosis.
Bartonellosis, and I didn't practice. Anaplasmosis. Rebecca, I'm going to get you this. Ehrlichiosis, and I'll get Chuck to help me on this next week. Tularemia, and rickettsia infections. And whereas Lyme disease, when not properly diagnosed or treated, may affect the brain, heart, joints, and other organs, and mimic many other diseases, as you said, making proper diagnosis more difficult. And whereas new science and testing guidelines had been released from the Agency for Healthcare Research and Quality National Guidelines Clearinghouse regarding Lyme and tick-borne diseases, and citizens and medical providers are encouraged to take all tick-borne diseases seriously, and whereas the best protection against Lyme-borne diseases are prevention, education, and early treatment, be it resolved that this Board of Commissioners does hereby proclaim May of 2019 as Lyme and Tick-Borne Diseases Awareness Month in Georgia, and encourage all Georgians to join in this observance. So, being really bad, seen it all the time.
I know. I've been in remission for the last 3 years now, so,
Really?
yeah, doing a lot better now.
You get with Alicia and maybe I'll get an article in the paper. Have no invited guests. Bid awards action to award the contract to renovate the information technology data room cooling units to the lowest responsible bidder, Addison Smith Mechanical, in the amount of $146,388. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion, we approve.
Motion approved by Commissioner Davis. For a second. Second by Commissioner Stovers. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries 5-0. Number 2 is action to award the public safety server purchase in the amount of $192,273.05 to PC Solutions and Integration Incorporated. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to award.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Hart. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Stover. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries 5-0. Number 3 is action to approve the agreement with Yellowstone Landscape for the fiscal year 2019 county-wide shoulder maintenance services contract in the amount of $889,557.90. The contract provides multiple cycles for mowing, trimming, and litter pickup on 521 miles of county roads and 21 miles of 4-lane state highway. Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Motion approved by Commissioner Stover. Any second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Caker. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries 5-0. Have no reports from committees and departments, public participation. Have no one who has signed up for that. Consent agenda, action to approve the 3 consent agenda items read this morning. And do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Approved by Commissioner Davis. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Taker. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries 5-0. Old business, none. Under new business, action to approve the request by Airport Director Terry Tibbetts to approve funding in the amount not to exceed $500,000 for the conversion of a large airport hangar known as Hangar 1. currently designated as a Group 2 hangar. This conversion to the Group 2A Group 3 hangar would provide that the structure is in full compliance with all current building and fire code requirements. Do I hear a motion?
I make a motion to table until the last meeting in June.
We have a motion to table until the second meeting in June, last meeting in June. Do I hear a second?
I'll second the motion.
Okay, don't know who won that one?
Who else was in it? Who'd you get, Rebecca?
Ron.
Okay.
Second by Commissioner Davis. Is there any discussion?
That's June the 25th?
That's what I'm, yeah, that's what I was looking for. It's the 25th.
June 25th is in
I would just like to say Terry Tibbetts has worked very hard to get us the information that we needed. Thank you for that, Terry. We just have a few more things that we need to look at, and we should be ready with an answer by the last of June. Or we will be ready.
Any other comments or discussion? And I'd also like to express my thanks to Terry and the support he gets from members of the Airport Authority board. Decisions like this are not easy at all. Safety needs to be paramount, though, in all cases, and it certainly applies here to our aircraft storage situation, and something that just wasn't taken care of in a timely manner before. Any other comments?
Yeah, there have been some questions about the funding on this. If I can get some clarification, just for the record, Tabitha, an approval of this would come out of the general fund balance, is that correct?
Correct.
Is this part of the, and I'm sorry if you're not the right person to answer this question, but I'll start with you. Would this be part of the reimbursable funds that are mentioned in the intergovernmental agreement between the county and airport authority?
I do not think it's reimbursable funds, no.
Okay, so this would not be a reimbursable expense. Okay.
You know, with that comment, I think some other things need to come up just for a second. At least it bears mentioning that when we ran on economic development, and when you do make capital expenditures, and they are going to put something on the tax digest, we have to evaluate how long it's going to take for it to pay it back. In other words, this isn't like buying a boom truck, for instance. I mean, which puts nothing on the tax base. This is something that once we put it on the tax digest, this will continue to give to us, either through him or through another opportunity. As it sits, it's like you said, the hangar is in non-compliance now. So we'll get there. I want everybody's head to be straight on it though when we vote. So.
No, I had been asked about the funding, and I've been asked.
Well, I know,
about
but
the
I was
reimbursement,
just,
and
I know, but that capital expenditure towards economic development for future gains on the tax digest.
I understand.
And I'm going to add some more because really it's because I'm passionate about the airport. I believe in the asset that it is and that it is becoming. You know, we got other tremendous assets, jail coming out of the ground out back here, Richland Creek Reservoir that will start having water this fall. We got a beautiful hospital facility and some great schools spread out around the county. It's just one more asset that can fulfill important needs in Paulding County. I'm going to, vote in favor of this table because I feel like as a board we need to respect that everyone gets their questions answered. So what I'm hearing is there's additional information that is going to be sought after, and so I want to respect that in my fellow commissioners. So.
Well, it's say also, I have a lot of support and respect for Terry. And I really want to see that airport do well as a general aviation airport, and this is part of it. But I don't have all my answers in front of me to make a complete decision. And moving forward, this is not the only project that's ever going to need to be done out there. And I want to make sure we do this one right from the get-go and not that maybe Terry's not giving me all the information yet, but I've asked for additional that he wasn't aware of and that he can't get today. So, not that I do not support the airport, because I think that's one of the biggest assets we have in this county, but I just want to make sure we do the right thing to be able to feel good about the next project.
Other comments? Okay, hearing no request or no comments, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries 5-0, tabled until June 25th. New business number 2 is action to approve a request by the Airport Authority that the Board of Commissioners approve a response to the Georgia Department of Transportation reference to GDOT's fiscal year 2020 proposed technical assistance letter, and authorize the chairman to respond on behalf of the Board of Commissioners. Do I hear a motion?
Motion approved.
To be approved by Commissioner Hart. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Stover. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries 5-0. 3 is action to adopt resolution 19-12 confirming executive session for the purpose of real estate and pending and potential litigation. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Approved by Commissioner Davis. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hart. Is there any discussion?
I would just mention here that we made a motion to go into executive session that included the reason personnel. The personnel was scratched from the agenda before we got in the room, so we did not discuss personnel, and that's why there's a difference between this resolution and what the motion was this morning.
Thank you.
Did I sum that up? Okay, Jason? That's good.
Okay, any other, do I hear a motion?
You have a motion in a second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries 5-0. That's the conclusion of our regular business. No one has signed up to speak on non-agenda items. No executive session is required. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Mr. Davis.
Second.
Second. Mr. Caker, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We stand adjourned.